great.
Mayor
Mr.
O'Keefe.
I'd be honored very much to read your proclamation. Howard, I'm over here. Howard. We're going to read a proclamation. I'm going to read a proclamation for you, you know, in honor of all your service to the military. And I'm so happy that you're here tonight. Nancy, good to see you. Thank you. There's a lot of whereases in this, so you have to sort of ride through the system. Can you hear me okay, Howard? Okay, because I can come down a little closer if it helps. Okay. Whereas Howard W. Pfeiffer was born on September 22nd, 1923 in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania to George Walter and Anna Catherine Pfeiffer. And whereas Howard W. Pfeiffer attended St. George School in Allentown and Connolly Trade School before joining the Merchant Marines at the age of 19. And whereas Howard W. Pfeiffer made 5 dangerous voyages during World War II, including 3 of the infamous Murmansk runs or Arctic convoys, during which the ships were always in danger of being sunk by the German U-boats that were lurking in the waters of the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. And whereas Howard W. Pfeiffer was at Omaha Beach for the invasion of Normandy. And whereas Howard W. Pfeiffer received the Congressional Gold Medal from the United States Congress on July of 2022 for honorable deeds that played a critical role in World War II. And whereas Howard W. Pfeiffer returned to his job at Homestead Steel after the war and eventually worked for Minot Corporation, a general construction company and steel fabricating plant in the west end of Pittsburgh, where he worked for 40 years until his retirement. And whereas Howard W. Pfeiffer was chairman of the Carpenter Apprentice Program for over 40 years, served on the board of directors at Soldiers and Sailors Memorial Hall for over 20 years, taught at Connolly Trade School for 15 years, was president of Three Rivers Merchant Marine chapter for many years, and was president of the German Club on the north side of Pittsburgh for 5 years. And whereas Howard W. Pfeiffer was a Harley-Davidson enthusiast and rider for 80 years. And whereas Howard W. Pfeiffer now enjoys life at his home in Franklin Park with his wife Nancy, and they enjoy spending time with friends and family. Now, therefore, be it resolved that it is hereby resolved as follows. Borough Council and Mayor hereby offer their appreciation to Howard W. Pfeiffer for his many years of service to his country, to his fellow veterans, and to the residents of the greater Pittsburgh area. Borough Council and Mayor hereby extend their congratulations to Howard W. Pfeiffer on the occasion of his 100th birthday and offer best wishes for many more birthdays to share with family and friends. This is resolved this 18th day of October, 2023. Howard, congratulations. Thank you for your service. You know, I just can't say enough about it. So.
Congratulations.
Oh, 2 days ago.
Okay. Residents and taxpayers of the borough are permitted to comment on current matters of concern or agenda items which are before council this evening. If you would like to address Borough Council this evening, we ask that you please stand at the microphone, give your name, spell your last name, and give your address so you will be properly identified for the minute record. Each speaker will be limited to 5 minutes. As an alternative, written comments can be submitted to the borough through our website, and there were none as of noon today. We see as nobody has signed up, so would anybody like to make any comments to council this evening? Hearing none. Minutes of the September 2023 pre-meeting, September 20th, 2023 regular meeting, and the October 4th, 2023 work session minutes were given to the mayor and council. Are there any addition or correction? Hearing none, could we have a motion?
Move the minutes of the September 20th, 2023 pre-meeting, the September 20th, 2023 regular meeting, and the October 4th, 2023 work session be approved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Mrs. Crane, could we have the treasurer's financial report?
Thank you, Mr. President. For the month of September, the general fund revenues for the month of September totaled $1,200,774. Year-to-date total revenues are $8,027,018, about 72% of our 2023 total budget. Conversely, from an expenditure standpoint, the general fund expenditures for the month of September totaled $813,482. Year-to-date total expenditures are $7,345,076. That represents about 55% of the 2023 total budget. That concludes my report, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Crane.
Move the September and treasurer's financial report be accepted as read. Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We have the police report, Mayor O'Keefe.
Yes, Mr. President, for the month of September, Franklin Park Police had 453 calls, resulting in 5 arrests, 1 DUI, 1 simple assault, 1 aggravated assault, 1 drugs, 1 PFA violation. We issued 63 citations and 135 warnings. There was no special response team detailed. Mr. and Mrs. Peter Carol Pavonia of Barrington Drive donated $2,000 to Franklin Park Police Department. Trinity Lutheran Church sent a prayer letter thanking the police, fire, and EMS for their sacrifice and service. In addition, they gave the police department a large basket containing a variety of snacks, chips, and protein bars. The Scholl family of Waterleaf Drive sent a thank you letter and a plate of cookies to the police department for assisting their family. On September 1st, Officer Smith gave a speech at Ingomar Middle School to the students about the dangers of vaping. And on September 6th, she spoke with students at Ingomar Middle School, along with a representative from the FBI about social media and internet safety. And during the month of August, the police completed 98 hours of training, and that completes the police report, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mayor.
Recommend the police report be filed with the police secretary.
Mr. Mezlinski, should we have the fire company report?
Of course, Mr. President. The fire company responded to 31 fire calls for the month of August, with the following breakdown: 7 vehicle accidents, 5 dispatched and canceled, 2 road freight vehicle fire, 2 natural gas leaks, 2 brush or mulch fires, 2 alarm system activations unintentional, 1 passenger vehicle fire, 1 assist EMS, 1 vehicle accident, 1 vehicle accident with extrication, 1 power line down, 1 water problem, 1 motor oil or transmission oil spill, 1 alarm system activation due to smoke detector malfunction, 1 mischievous alarm system activation where a child pulled the switch, 1 carbon monoxide detector activation due to malfunction, and 1 scrapyard fire, which was mutual aid for the tanker. The fire company assisted other fire companies, 5 times, and the fire company was assisted by other fire companies 5 times. Year-to-date fire calls are 203, and total volunteer man hours for the month were 773. Total volunteer man hours for the year are 4,686. End of report, Mr. President.
Thank you. Was that August or September?
September. You does say both, but it was September.
Okay, all right. Thank you. Mr. Phillips, the building inspector's report. Thank you, Mr. Phillips. Borough Council held an executive session on October 4th, 2023 to discuss police personnel, the David Yokas litigation and the Davis litigation, and the Borough Council held an executive session on October 18th.
You do them during budget hearing?
No. So, okay. Ignore that correction. October 14th, to discuss police personnel. And this evening, we held an executive session to discuss police personnel as well. Old business, none? New business?
Move council authorize the payment of bills which have been reviewed and approved since the last meeting.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Mr. Yunker, could you summarize ordinance number 679-2023?
Yes, this is ordinance number 679 of 2023. It is an ordinance of the Borough of Franklin Park, Allegheny County, Pennsylvania, accepting and adopting the portion of Royal Oak Drive, formerly identified as Royal Oak Court, and other public infrastructure as identified in the final site recording plan for the Squire Ridge Plan Phase 3, as the same are laid out and constructed and recorded in the Department of Real Estate, Allegheny County, Pennsylvania, in Plan Book Volume 235, page 65, as borough facilities, including but not limited to curbs and surface water drainage facilities abutting thereon, empowering and directing the proper officers of Borough Council to enter into a maintenance agreement with the developer, providing that the developer shall and will maintain aforesaid improvements for a period of 18 months against defective workmanship and material in said plan, requiring the developer to reimburse the borough's expenses and to provide a financial security to secure its obligations under said maintenance agreement. Ms. Crummert, has this been advertised properly under the Borough Code for the acceptance of a public street?
Move to enact ordinance number 679-2023, accepting and adopting Royal Oak Drive and other public infrastructure in the Squire Ridge Plan Phase 3, authorizing the council president to execute a maintenance agreement with the developer, repealing all prior inconsistent ordinances, declaring the provisions to be severable, and setting an effective date.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Move West Banco Bank Letter of Credit number 7200325471-100 in the amended amount of $44,354 for the Squire Ridge Plan Phase 3 be reduced by $44,354, leaving a balance of $0, and canceled in accordance with the recommendation letter from Lennon Smith Solar Engineering, Inc., dated August 8th, 2023.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Mr. Yunker, could you summarize ordinance number 680-2023?
Certainly, this is ordinance number 680 of 2023. It is an ordinance of the Borough of Franklin Park, Allegheny County, Pennsylvania, accepting and adopting LaPlace Point Court and all other public infrastructure as identified in the final site recording plan for the LaPlace Point Land Development Plan, aka Taylor Ridge Apartments, as the same are laid out and constructed and recorded in the Department of Real Estate, Allegheny County, Pennsylvania, in Plan Book Volume 237, pages 33 and 34, as borough facilities, including but not limited to curbs and surface water drainage facilities abutting thereon, empowering and directing the proper officers of Borough Council to enter into a maintenance agreement with the developer, providing that the developer shall and will maintain aforesaid improvements for a period of 18 months against effective workmanship and material in said plan, requiring the developer to reimburse the borough's expenses and to provide a financial security to secure its obligations under said maintenance agreement. Ms. Crumart, has this ordinance been advertised properly under the Borough Code for acceptance of a public street?
Move to enact ordinance number 680 of 2023, accepting and adopting LaPlace Point Court and all other public infrastructure in the LaPlace Point Land Development Plan, aka Taylor Ridge Apartments, authorizing the council president to execute a maintenance agreement with the developer, repealing all prior inconsistent ordinances, declaring the provisions to be severable, and setting an effective date.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Mr. Yunker, could you summarize ordinance number 681-2023?
Yes, ordinance 681 of 2023 is an ordinance of the Borough of Franklin Park, Allegheny County, Pennsylvania, amending Chapter 180 in the Code of the Borough of Franklin Park, Streets and Sidewalks, to add a new Article 4 entitled Street Permits, which regulates the opening or excavation of borough streets, requiring a permit for opening or excavation of borough streets, and establishing standards for opening, excavation, and restoration of borough streets. Ms. Crumart, has this ordinance been advertised for action this evening?
Move to enact ordinance number 681-2023, amending Chapter 180 in the Code of the Borough of Franklin Park, Streets and Sidewalks, to add a new Article 4 titled Street Permits, which regulates the opening or excavation of borough streets, requiring a permit for opening or excavation of borough streets, and establishing standards for opening, excavation, and restoration of borough streets, repealing all prior inconsistent ordinances, declaring the provisions to be severable, and setting an effective date.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Mr. Yunker, could you summarize ordinance number 682-2023?
Yes, ordinance number 682 of 2023 is an ordinance of the Borough of Franklin Park, Allegheny County, Pennsylvania, amending Chapter 178 in the Code of the Borough of Franklin Park, Stormwater Management, to provide for additional standards for regulating underground detention facilities. Ms. Crumart, has this ordinance been advertised for action this evening?
Move to enact ordinance number 682-2023, amending Chapter 178 in the Code of the Borough of Franklin Park, Stormwater Management, to provide additional standards for regulating underground detention facilities, repealing all prior inconsistent ordinances, declaring all provisions to be severable, and setting an effective date.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Move to authorize the purchase of one quality trailer 20-foot Pro Landscape 8,500-pound GVW for the Parks Department from Tom's Equipment of Hickory, Pennsylvania, 15340, at a cost of $5,189.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Mr. Yunker, could you summarize resolution number 1342-2023?
Certainly, this is resolution number 1342 of 2023. It is a resolution of the Borough Council of the Borough of Franklin Park, Allegheny County, Pennsylvania, authorizing certain borough personal property to be traded in or exchanged for new or used personal property being acquired by the borough.
Move to adopt Resolution number 1342-2023, authorizing the trade-in of one 2002 Carolina 20-foot trailer, 7,000-pound gross vehicle weight, for the amount of $800 towards the purchase of one new quality trailer, 20-foot Pro Landscape 8,500-pound gross vehicle weight for the Parks Department as previously authorized.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Move to approve an agreement with Champaign Country Club for the 2024 scholarship golf outing to be held on July 29, 2024.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Move the treasurer be authorized to prepare a check in the amount of $100,000 payable to the Franklin Park Volunteer Fire Company Number One, which represents the borough's annual contribution to the fire company.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Move the treasurer's office be authorized to prepare a check in the amount of $90,784.75 payable to Northland Library for the fourth quarter payment of 2023.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Move to appoint John A. McCreary.
No, move to,
Sorry,
move to release the cash bond in the amount of 25,000 being held, for the construction of the ML Roy Road LLC sewage and facility in accordance with the lead dated March 8, 2023 from Advanced Treatment Incorporated of Gibsonia, PA.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Move to approve John A. McCreary Jr. of Bapscallen as the Act 111 interest arbitrator for the police negotiations.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Move the cash bond in the amount of $42,955 being held for the Orchard Hill Church Pavilion be reduced by $39,215, leaving a balance of $3,740 in accordance with the letter from Lennon Smith Solray Engineering Incorporated dated October 9th, 2023.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Move to approve easement encroachment agreement with Justin Bill Slide and Morgan Hill for property located at the 1610 Twin Oaks Drive.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Mr. Yunker, could you summarize resolution number 1344-2023?
Yes, resolution number 1344 of 2023 is a resolution of the Borough Council of the Borough of Franklin Park, Allegheny County, Pennsylvania, amending and revising the schedule of fees per borough ordinances.
Move to adopt resolution number 1344 of 2023, amending and revising the schedule of fees for borough ordinances to amend the rate for road occupancy permits.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Move to authorize the purchase of one new 2025 International HV 507 SFA cab and chassis for the Public Works Department from Hunter Truck Sales, Butler, PA 16001, under CoStar's contract number 025E22501 at a cost of $107,730.51.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Move to purchase a 5-year, 100,000-mile custom dealer extended warranty for the International cab and chassis from Hunter Truck Sales, Butler, PA 16001, covering all exhaust system repairs and components and diesel exhaust fluid, DEF, system components, parts, and labor at a cost of $3,500.
Second.
I just want to, amend the one, it was said it was 100,000, it's 150,000 in the
Miles.
motion, yeah. Other than that,
Oh, I'm sorry.
that's fine. Yeah.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Move to purchase a 5-year unlimited point dinner extended warranty for the international cab and chase from a hand truck sales and partner PA 16001, covering all breakdowns at the cost of $1,021.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Move to authorize the purchase of a truck body uplift for the 2025 International Cab and Chassis for the Public Works Department from Stevenson Equipment, Inc. of Lilly, PA 15938 under CoStar's contract number 025-E22-432 at a cost of $89,900.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Move to.
Go ahead.
Move to award the following 2023 fall commodities bids as submitted to the SHA COG, Purchasing Alliance for its bid opening on September 28th, 2023, gasoline and diesel fuel. Goes to Glassmere Fuel Service Incorporated, Curtisville, PA, Oil and Lubricants. Goes to Reed Oil Incorporated, Newcastle, PA 16102. Snow plow blades and cutting edges. Go to Shimong Supply Corp, Elmira, New York.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Mr. Younker, could you introduce ordinance number 683-2023?
Yes, this is ordinance number 683 of 2023. It is an ordinance of the Borough of Franklin Park, Allegheny County, Pennsylvania, amending certain provisions of the borough's general employees pension plan and restating such pension plan in its entirety. This will be advertised for action at next month's meeting.
Thank you, Mr. Younker. Comment time, Mr. Evans.
I just wanted to thank Mr. Pfeiffer for his service to the country and also to the residents of the greater Pittsburgh area. Thank you.
Younker,
No comments?
Mayor O'Keefe.
Howard, again, Howard, over here. Thank you again for your service. You know, you've kept our country safe and you've kept our country strong. And those were tough days back when you were at Normandy Beach. It was a tough battle. And you're here and we're thankful for that. And stay strong. Thanks, Howard.
Mr.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you, Mr. Piper, for your service and for coming to council. It's definitely an inspiration. And if there's anything you need from the borough, don't hesitate to reach out.
Muffin.
I'd just like to remind everybody Halloween's coming up. The kids all over the place at the end of the month, so watch out. Sometimes there's no reflectors or light. Just be careful.
Mr. Kozlinski.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd also like to congratulate Mr. Pfeiffer on his 100th birthday and thank him for his amazing service. I've heard a lot about you over the years, and I'm glad to finally meet you. And once again, thank you, sir.
Schwartzmeyer. Dr. Lee, sorry. out of
no.
order.
Nothing? Okay. I also want to thank Howard for everything he's done. I met Howard about 7 or 8 years ago at one of Landau's events over at the Sportsman's Club, and he's just, I can tell you, he's truly, in addition to everything else you've heard, he's really an interesting fellow. He's really got great stories. Yeah, I could sit and talk to him for 3 hours, and I probably did one time over there at the club. So truly blessed to have somebody like Howard here in Franklin Park Borough. I look at his 1923 happens to be the exact year my father was born. So I look at Howard, literally, as my father might have looked these days. Now, he was in the Navy during World War II. He wasn't in the Merchant Marines, but he would have been very proud to meet you as well, Howard. So thank you for, settling here in Franklin Park and for everything you've done for our country. And I can tell you're a really good husband to Nancy as well. So thanks again.
Thank you, sure. Anything else?
No, that's all. Thank you.
Julia, junior council person, Julia O'Keefe.
Mr. Piper, I just want to say thank you for your service and happy 100th birthday. That's amazing.
Engineer,
Yeah, nothing this evening, Mr. President. Thank you.
let's see, Lieutenant.
He is.
Mr. Buchanan. Phillips. Mr. Brower. Mrs. Crane. I'd like to give my congratulations to it's an honor. Thank you for your service to your country, and I have a Marine son that served this country too, so I'm very proud of all. Thank you. Any further yeah. No, I'm finished. Go right ahead.
Floor's yours, Howard.
Resolution in their hand.
That's a great
You're
story.
welcome.
Thank
You're
you
welcome.
very much. Anybody in the audience who would like to make any public comments at this point? Yes, sir.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Mr. Knock, any hands raised?
I see no hands raised, Mr. President.
Thank you. Can we have a motion to adjourn?
Second.
Second. Thank you, everybody.
Sovereign. Every law on that. Lieutenant. Yeah.